We're so excited to have you here. So perhaps we can start with you, Haley. You're an example of a woman who felt really empowered to learn and talk about finances and share what you know with others. Where did you first learn about investing, and what inspired you to start talking about this?
I first learned about investing through Warren Buffett's Ground Rules, and I read the book with two of my friends. I was so intimidated by it and was just like, wow, I was so intimidated by this book, but I read it. What else can I do? And from there, it sort of spiraled, and my interest in building wealth and helping other people get involved in the market just went from there.
And you've taken it to the masses ever since. Lindsey, what about you? Were you surprised as you began to explore investing and writing about it? Were you surprised by the gender gap for investing that Deirdre and Heather talked about, or the barriers that stop women from joining the investing community?
I'm not sure that I was surprised by it. I do think it's gotten a lot better since I started, in part because of the work that Haley does. You know, you see a lot more women talking about money in the past 4 years. So I think that that's made a really big difference to people becoming more interested in talking about money, investing money, learning about money.
One of the things, Lindsey, if I could just continue on with you, is that we heard from women in the study that we did that there was a lack of financial educational content and investing more broadly. You launched the Work and Money vertical for Refinery 29, and you're taking it on further. What are your sort of ideas and visions for this as you grow the category?
Yeah, I was really struck by that stat that said that 1% in women's publications, 1% of space is dedicated to financial education. And, you know, we see mostly it's about saving and budgeting. And I think that's because that's the groundwork, right? And so it's hard to ever even get to the investing piece of it. And so I was really interested in learning more about money when I started the Work and Money section at Refinery, because I didn't feel like there was a lot out there for young women that was really actionable and accessible. This was before Haley started doing her thing. And the market, you know, there was a lot of pink bows, and I really didn't want pink bows. And I was really inspired to come and join CNBC Make It, because CNBC is such a, you know, it is the place to go for business education and for financial education. And I was really excited to be able to, you know, I have a team of young female writers that write the stories on the site. And so we're thinking about women all the time. And it's, you know, I never wanted the content that I created at Refinery to just be for women. It just happened to be that I worked at a women's site. And so now I like to think of the stuff that we do at CNBC as not just for young men, it's for anybody who wants to learn and be educated about their finances.
No, it's great. I read it every single day. And honestly, Haley, I am not going to lie. I watch your videos and your Instagram stories and I chortle. They are so engaging and so passionate and so fun. But you've really sort of like broken into a market in a really different way. What do you think your recipe for success was in making finance just so approachable and engaging?
Well, first of all, thank you for the kind words. And Lindsey, you led the charge. I'm such a fan of your work, and Money Diaries is so iconic. And CNBC Make, I do reaction videos to your YouTube videos all the time. I think I just have always had a big personality, and I love to make jokes, and I'm very lighthearted. And obviously money is not funny, people always say, but I'm it can be a little funny, we can have a little fun. And so I think just having a different attitude about this and being more lighthearted and not playing into all of these stereotypes and sort of just being cool, I can invest and gain wealth, and I'm in school to become a CFP right now. And it's I can do all this stuff in my way. It doesn't have to be your way.
I think that's really important. Lindsey, as you go forward, how are you thinking about you led the way in the beginning with the Money Diaries. What are you going to do next? Give us a few secrets about what you're going to do next with the coverage on CNBC, and how are you going to get this younger generation who really, really care about finding out how to invest? How are you going to sort of start to engage with them?
Yeah, I think it's funny. Somebody else was asking me today, what's next year look like? It's what's tomorrow look like? Yeah. I think we're in such an odd time with COVID and the pandemic. It's just such a weird time, and the market goes up and down. And I still feel like a beginner in all of this. I'm still learning every day. And I think that's what we'll just continue to do. I think we've built a really good foundation at CNBC Make It. And I think that, I see it. There was a study that was coming out that was talking about how fintech is really helping people get into investing and saving money on like their banking. And I just think that we're like at this precipice for all this like really interesting things to happen. And what happens with the election and in the next year will really determine our coverage. It's a little bit of a blank box right now, but I will say that I'm motivated and excited about it.
Yeah, you can feel this sort of tide of interest turning and people really wanting to participate and actually be able to have dialogue around it. Hayley, you mentioned this before, but you're becoming a CFP, which is kind of impressive. Why did you do that?
I know why, but well, because honestly, like Mrs. Dow Jones was going so well, and I'm obsessed with giving actionable advice. Like Lindsey, when you mentioned that when you started Refinery, like that I think is what people need more than anything. It's just like, okay, XYZ, do this. But I was like, well, like this is of anything in my life, the most stable thing that I'm like the most confident about. And so I should go to school and get my certification so I can be the best version of this that I can be and like hopefully make a bigger difference. I really have my eyes set on financial literacy being taught in schools. And that's just not something that I can really do as just a straight up influencer. Like I need to be like, and I'm a CFP, like I'm going to Congress, like I gotta get that little label.
I think it's credit to you doing that alongside your day job. It's pretty impressive. I think one of the things that we've seen, and I really believe it, is that during COVID particularly, people have sat at home, and they've thought about their futures and they've thought about their financial futures and they've tried to think about what they need to do. What do you think COVID has done for new investors?
For some people, it's provided some additional income. We saw a big spike in people saving because of the stimulus and because of the additional $600 in unemployment. And I think, like you said, people are sitting at home. There's not a lot to do. So what better time to get your finances in order? So I think that that's really exciting. I hope it's a trend that will keep going. On the other hand, you see a lot of people struggling and it's not easy for people. And I have a 4-year-old son and had no childcare for several months. So like, this was not a time when I was taking up extra hobbies. It was just trying to get through the day. And I think that, when we talk about women investing, it's also a little bit of like, we have 100 other responsibilities and there are other things that, frankly are more interesting. Building wealth, very interesting. Investing in the stock market, not so interesting. So I think that that's the kind of thing that we need to be thinking about, and in the way that we talk to people about money and that we come to them where they are and give them the tools that they need.
I think we may be out of time. I'm so grateful for you to have spent the time with us. Thank you so much, both of you. You're both heroines. And I love your wall behind you, Hayley, with your own personal wall of heroines. It's very cool. We need a few more women in finance on there, though, I think.
Well, I have Suze.
Yeah.
Here somewhere. Suze is up there. I don't know if you can see her.
So thank you so much.
On there, Christina. You and Lindsey need to be on there too.
Well, I think we should have Lindsey. I think Lindsey should be there front and center the next time we talk.
Truly, I agree.
But thank you so much. We really appreciate it.